Yo, it's your homeboy Kiiro in the building. Welcome to episode 143 of One Piece Gist. In this episode, I'm going to talk about One Piece chapter 801. As usual with my chapter reviews, we're going to have a spoiler-free review first. Afterwards, we'll have a more in-depth discussion of the chapter, which will include spoilers. So, let's start the review. This was an excellent chapter of One Piece. I give it 4 marks. However, this was not a dynamic chapter. There wasn't any action in it. It's just information dumping and gossip and discussions between characters. There is comedy in it, but there's also some serious parts. But for the most part, it's what I told you, information dumping. However, Oda executes it perfectly. He doesn't give us too much. He doesn't give us too little. He gives us plenty, but not too much. And I like that because he could have easily done what a lot of mangakas do, which is that they succumb to the fans and they change the story and stuff just to please the fans. And a lot of mangakas were just throwing in a lot of bullshit stuff just to make the chapter hype as hell. But Oda didn't do that. He had enough hype and he settled with that because that was what was necessary. And I approve of that discipline and keeping One Piece as One Piece and not One Piece as some fan made story. Anyways, that's pretty much it for my review. It's a very straightforward chapter, a lot of information, but a really good chapter nonetheless. And let's start the discussion, which will include spoilers. So now that I've done the review, I can relax a little bit and let's get into it. Just be a bit less formal. So the reason why this review is so late is because I didn't upload it early, and judging by how good the chapter was, I knew there was going to be a lot of traffic, so I just gave up and I decided I'd rather do a sort of Zoro fanboy King of Lightning type of thing where I'd release my content super late to ensure that my subs do see it, rather than trying to fish for subs and my core subs end up missing out on my review. So hopefully you guys get to see this video. I mean, that's the point I did it so late. But another benefit is the fact that I did it late it gave me time to read other translations for the chapter, as well as reflect on the chapter and think twice about things. And this has given me a few theories and whatnot, which is always a good thing. So let's start. I'm going to do this in chronological order, so that means in order of appearance and in order of events as they happen in the chapter. So let's start with CP0. I'm not going to patronize you guys, and I'm going to keep it simple. So if there's anything straightforward, I'm not really going to talk about it. So it happens with Dressrosa, like I predicted in my chapter prediction video. However, we do not address poneglyphs in this chapter, and it seems like there will be no poneglyphs on Dressrosa or Green Bit. And it also seems like we're not going to talk about Noland or Green Bit or Dressrosa anymore. It seems like we're done with Dressrosa, period. So moving forward from chapter 802, we can expect new things, and that's cool. But anyways, we start the chapter with CP0, and I am surprised because I didn't expect Rabluchi to still be with CP. Not that he isn't on that level or anything like that, but I thought he had broken ties with the world government. But I guess he broke ties with maybe the Marines or whatever. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but in any case, I think the most important thing that people might sleep on is the fact that the dude reminded me of Spandam, the dude he was talking to. But when I thought about it, I thought, okay, he has this mask thing, that's probably just his CP thingy, and there's no way Spandam's going to be a CP0. There's also no reason why I would see Rob Lucci working with Spandam, but if I remember correctly, in the cover story he was working with Spandam. You know what, I'm going to cross check on that and I'll leave a comment. So if he was working with Spandam, there will be a comment in the comment section confirming this, which means that I would suspect that this dude who was talking to was Spandam. But then that brings the question, why are they friends all of a sudden? The second thing to note is that he called Rob Lucci boss. So does this mean that Rob Lucci is the boss of CP0, or is he just one of Rob Lucci's underlings? That is another question. I doubt he's the boss of CP0 because there would have been a CP0 boss before Rob Lucci, and I just don't see why Rob Lucci would overthrow the previous boss magically. So that's kind of fishy to me. But that is something that I think a lot of people did not address, and a lot of reviewers did not address. And that's pretty much it. Everything was pretty much straightforward as far as the CP0 thing is concerned. Moving forward to the chapter, we have the whole Dressrosa celebration, blah blah blah, straightforward. The only real thing that I noticed was there was a girl in one of the panels. I think it's the panel with the Luffy statue, right? And she has a shirt, and on the back you see Kuma's face, Bartolomeo Kuma. Now this could be a pacifista because they all look the same, but in any case, I think it's interesting that Oda had included that because he could have left the shirt plain, but he didn't. So this could be foreshadowing of some sort. If you have any theories concerning pacifista, look into this. After that, we have the whole Bartolomeo Luffy Viver card thing. Now, I wonder how Bartolomeo got that Viver card. I don't know, but I don't really care, to be honest. I'm just slightly curious. Then we get the bounties. The only real noteworthy thing from the bounties, of course, aside from the chapter cliffhanger, is the Chopper thing. Because Chopper had like 8 berries or something ridiculous like that. And he jumped straight to 100 mil, which is a huge jump. I wonder where that came from because he wasn't even on Dressrosa. Secondly, we have Brook, who I'm not sure if his bounty changed. It probably did. But either way, I'm surprised that he's lower than Chopper. But then again, I mean, not to say that Chopper is weak. It's just that I have Brook on that level because his speed and swordsmanship, that's not something you should sleep on. Sure, his destructive capability may be lacking, but, you can do a lot without destructive capability. For example, in Naruto, you have, I'm not even going to go there. I don't really have to debate this. It's just a straightforward thing. But anyways, that's pretty much it, actually, when I think about it. Everything else in the chapter is pretty much straightforward. Oh, wait, there's one more thing. So before, we got to this whole thing, we had this... Oh, shit, yeah. See, this is what happened. It's because I jumped from... whatever. Forgive me. We had Doflamingo and he had this whole Game of Thrones speech, which was cool. But here's the noteworthy thing from the whole, that section. The first thing is, in the Revolutionaries section, there's a dude that's included with Sabo, Ivankov, and Dragon. Who is this dude? I've never seen that before. I don't know who the fuck this dude is. If you know, please leave a comment, but I'm sure you don't either. But here's what makes him important. Every single character, every single panel within Doflamingo's, whole speech is relevant. Right? So when he talks about the Shichibukai, or you see all the Shichibukai. When he talks about Yonko, or you have the Yonko. And when he talks about revolutionaries, we have this random dude. So why is this dude being paired with God like Sabo, God like Dragon, and Ivankov, This means he must be a big deal in the revolutionaries. So the next time, try and remember that face. Next time we see him, he is going to be a beast. Green Bull, we don't really see him. There's a speech bubble covering his face. Classic Oda, but we do get to see his hairstyle, so try and remember that. But to be honest, I don't think anybody's going to miss out on Green Bull when they do see him. It should be fairly straightforward. I think after Fujitora, people are going to have their eyes open, I think Fujitora was the real first test, like some people might not have thought he was an admiral or whatever because he didn't have the admiral jacket and all that. But whatever. We see that he has sort of wavy hair, kind of reminds me of Cowboy Bebop. But we don't really see much else except for his neck. It appears as though he's wearing the same thing as Fujitora, that neck thing, like a cape. So yeah, that's it for Green Ball. That's all we get to see from him. And Doflamingo has a Game of Thrones speech, and this is an important speech, but it's fairly straightforward. And the reason why I say it's an important speech is because the last time Doflamingo had such a big speech was in Marineford, and that was also another important speech. And here's one thing: Doflamingo's going to impel down. What's Doflamingo? He's a flamingo. Who's an impel down? That's a noteworthy character. Bon Clay. And Bon Clay has, the swan thing. Swan Flamingo. Oda's going to do that thing again. Like I said, Oda always does this shit. So I don't know if Doflamingo's going to become newcomer. I doubt it. But whatever. I do, however, think that in the cover story, we're going to have Doflamingo forming an alliance with Bon Clay. And another interesting thing is, we can't forget that Doflamingo is a Celestial Dragon. So he's going to get the newspapers that he's requested, definitely, but what other kind of treatment is he going to get while he's in Impel Down? I'm curious to see how Oda does that. Most likely, like I said, we're going to get that in the cover story. Oh, another noteworthy thing is I don't remember seeing Crocodile in Doflamingo's speech when he mentioned the Shichibukai and stuff. I don't remember seeing him, and obviously he's no longer a Shichibukai, so maybe that's why, but Crocodile, maybe his... maybe we're going to see more of him. And there's one more thing that I forgot to talk about, or almost forgot to talk about, which is Captain Jack. I thought this dude was fodder. I did. Like, dude doing theories about him and shit. Like, this dude's name is Captain Jack. He ain't shit. But look, this dude is not scared of the people carrying Doflamingo. That says a lot about him. He is not scared one bit. Like, his crew are like, yo, dude, it's hopeless. He's like, you know who the fuck I am? I'm fucking Captain Jack, So this dude, I've got respect for him right now. I'm going to look back at his pics and all that kind of stuff, see if I can come up with any theories, but I thought he was like a joke character, like Captain Morgan or some bullshit, but he's like dead. Like Captain Morgan wouldn't have the balls to do this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude he is serious. Finally we have Sanji with the whole royalty thing. I have to give props to King Recon. He is the first person that really did any theory concerning Sanji being a prince, and he did this back in 2013, and he talked about it in Hangouts and stuff, and even when he said it then, it made sense then, and voila, he was right all this time. He had the fucking Sharingan and observation Haki, bro. So shout outs to King Recon. If you don't know him, check him out, subscribe to him and all that kind of stuff. I have a video about him on my Hop On series. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But however, before I wrap things up, this actually reminded me of something. Sanji, the whole Sanji blah blah blah. I think what Oda's doing is he's foreshadowing stuff. So we might find out who Sanji's parents are, or we might start a discussion, whatever. However, the situation's not gonna get resolved during Wano Kuni. It's gonna get resolved further down the line. This is my theory. My theory is the Straw Hats, in order of appearance, or rather in the order that they joined the crew, they're gonna have significant moments throughout the post time skip. So in Wano Kuni, we're gonna have Zoro. He's gonna have some moments, and after Zoro, we're gonna have Nami. After Nami, then we're gonna have was it Usopp? I think it was Usopp. Then after Usopp, we're gonna have Sanji, and etc. etc. But here's my reasoning for that. Is Zoro having a big arc in Wano Kuni, or having big moments, that's kind of straightforward because samurais and all that kind of stuff, and he's a swordsman. But there's a second reason for Zoro, which is Kaido, right? I was gonna do, how I did the Kizaru code video with the admirals and all that kind of stuff. I was gonna do a similar one for Kaido, but he got revealed. Literally the week I recorded the video, and it was kind of like too late. I was just like, I couldn't be bothered. But he does resemble an Oni, and an Oni is a demon, and that you can find that in his etymology and all that kind of stuff. And Zoro has a lot of demon related stuff going for him as well, so I think we might see some demonic type of shit happening in Wano Kuni. I don't know, but in any case, it's not just about Zoro, but Nami. You see, Nami, we have the whole Big Mom theory, and I can see some potential links between Nami and Big Mom, and for that reason, Nami would come next, and we're not dealing with Big Mom now, so we would most likely deal with her after Kaido, Yonko by Yonko, and also Zou, which is where people assume she's at. That wouldn't be too far off from Wano Kuni because that's where Lord's boys are at. So, and that's where the Straw Hats were headed anyways, and that's, in fact, that might be where they are right now. But whatever the case is, I do think there are ties between Nami and Big Mom, and I do think obviously after Kaido, the next thing we're gonna do is, instead of moving down the ladder or taking a step backwards, move on to the next Yonko, which would be Big Mom, and voila, we're gonna have Nami have her whole arc and all that kind of stuff. And what's gonna happen after that? Usopp. And what could happen with Usopp? Maybe Elbaf, maybe Yasop. So that might mean Shanks. Something's gonna happen with Shanks around that time after Big Mom. And then finally we have Sanji and his whole royalty thing. But here's the thing about Sanji's royalty thing is, I don't think it's Tenryubito. However, I do think he might be related to either the Gorosei dude or some dudes we do not know at all. I mean, here's the thing, he could be a world noble, like a Wappo, in the same vein as Wappo, but I don't think he is, a celestial dragon, like those dudes that, have fucking space helmets and all that kind of stuff. I'm one of those two. Those are my two theories, but check out King Recon's theory. He's the dude that really started the whole thing, so he might have, he's had a lot of time to digest and refine his theory. He probably has the best one out right now, so go check him out. And I think I'll wrap the video up now. It's kind of long, and there's really little left for me to say.